Say anything else, guys. Don't say anything else. All right. All right, guys. We're back. We're going to be talking about
Fucking beat you.
pre-rolls, pre-rolls,
Pre-rolls.
and a little bit of Azubu and how they're not allowing people to watch on Azubu TV without turning off ad blocks. So why don't we lead with that first, and then we'll lead into John's
God.
discussion about anything else. What?
Are we
Here
doing
we
the
go again.
we're doing the ad block again?
Yeah, here comes the over, Russell.
No. No. I mean, okay.
Welcome, John. Welcome, John.
So Azubu isn't allowing you to watch unless you turn off ad block. So I guess first question is that a good strategy for them to do? Given that they're starting to getting started off, and I would think you would just want to get a bigger user base and that sort of thing. So thoughts on that?
MLG
Well-
doesn't either, by the way.
Yeah, MLG does.
Yep.
MLG does the same
MLG
thing.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing with MLG is that all of those viewers are actually going to see those ads. And when it comes to MLG, they might even see multiple ads at the same time. It's wonderful. It's real efficiency.
Oh yeah.
But the
We had
thing
our
with that
stream
is,
go
like,
down and they saw like an hour of ads layered on top of each other. Oh my god.
oh,
Sorry,
Jesus
go ahead.
Christ.
Can I
The-
can I cut in for 1 second? I got like one sick joke. So
Oh,
when I
boy.
was still
Oh,
working,
boy.
when I was
Here we go.
when I was still working at On Gamers,
That'd
we
be
did
good.
an interview with Sunny D, and he notes in this interview that like they have $100 CPMs, these mythical $100 CPMs, and my mind was absolutely so blown by like how they could court advertisers to do these $100 CPMs, and this was in November and December, like very at the start, like really early in their program. And then I realized it's because they actually made you watch feature length films at the time. You know what I mean? Like they were like truly. I saw like Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? Before I could watch like Optic Main Shot do his thing. And that's how they got those $100 CPMs.
Incredible.
Okay. Awesome.
Anyway, I mean, the thing about the viewership that you get on something like MLG TV is that you can be, for the most part, sure, outside of the few people that manage to circumvent it in some roundabout way because that viewer page is still buggy and it's possible to, fuck it over.
Yeah.
You can pretty much be sure that every one of those viewers is actually seeing ads that are running at a fairly high CPM, and each one of those viewers is kind of valuable to you in that way. Whereas on Twitch, the majority of your viewers probably are not seeing ads, whether it be because they're in the wrong region for it, or whether it be because they're blocking them. And as a result, oh, great, you got 20,000 viewers. Awesome. Only 2,000 of those viewers are monetized. Not so awesome if you're relying on that kind of stuff. Totally fine if you're looking for sponsorship exposure. I think if you've got a lot of sponsors, then you want to be getting as many eyes on the prize as possible, right? If you're relying on ad revenue, you want to monetize each person. You're not actually concerned by your view count. That's not actually that important. It's your actual eCPM. It's your monetizables that matter the most. So the argument that MLG makes, I think, is like, look, okay, we get less viewers on MLG. Right, okay, but those viewers are worth more. So that's okay. And maybe Azubu is trying to do the same thing. It's certainly a possibility.
Okay.
There's a really
That's
so I'm actually doing like an article on this. Let me pull it up. The most incredible sentence when you go to Azubu for the first time. There's actually the most remarkable thing I've ever read, and I really have no horse in the race. Let me pull it up. So when you watch Azubu for the first time, they have like a welcome to the Azubu beta video, and one of their employees in the beta says.
Does he dance and grab his crotch?
He doesn't dance and grab
Is
his
there
crotch.
there a
dog in it? Is there
motherfucking
dog?
dog? Tell me.
He I'm sorry, I'm a little bit slower. Let me pull it up. I thought I had it saved somewhere else, but let me gotta.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's actually really interesting. It's incredible. So I'm doing an article while I pull this up, like on the. I think the esports content, like the content distribution rivalry in esports, I think is actually going to be one of the major storylines in 2014.
Okay.
And everyone has sort of like a different rhetoric. Like Twitch says, like they're not necessarily competitors with anyone. MLG TV sort of like really bites into this like idea of a premium product. But if you pull up a Azubu TV, you can pretty quickly find one of their employees. They have like this "Welcome to Azubu TV 2.0" video, and they say, "quote You're used to the casual stream, the accepted monopoly."
Oh god, I just
Have
got
you-
fucking. Oh god, I've got deafened by Brazilians. Jesus, Azubu TV, what the hell?
Have you ever tasted a premium product? It's like such a bizarre, like it's such a weird quote. Like it truly like explains like where they sort of think they are. I don't know, man.
Like, I
It
got to be
should
honest,
nuts.
okay? So there's a real cultural problem in Azubu right now, and that is that I think they honestly, genuinely believe they are better than Twitch, which they need to
Have you
revise.
ever tasted a premium product? Come on,
Right.
bud.
Well, there was this one guy, but I was on ecstasy at the time. No, I'm kidding. Right. So, I think there's a real problem there. They actually think, like, for starters, they lease their video player, right? Like, that's no big secret. So
Yeah.
it's Bright Cove, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they don't actually own any physical things, so they're not comparable to Twitch in that area. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do they even have a way to deliver ads at the moment, like real ads? I'm not talking about the Google AdSense shit, like actual real ads.
I'm not sure.
You can safely say that I have not watched anything on the new Azubu TV at any point, mostly because there's just been nothing I've really been interested in watching.
What I heard about I don't know 2-3 weeks ago was that certainly was the case. They didn't. Whether that's changed or not, I don't know. But I think basically Azubu have got this kind of, they've got a lot of people in management there which are telling, like, I honestly believe the investors want to do it right, but unfortunately they've made the mistake of hiring idiots with long careers in esports, long careers of failure, but long careers all the same. And they've got guys who are just throwing money away hand over fist, and it's like they're trying to be something that they aren't ready to be just yet. Certainly, I know when they signed a bunch of players to go over and stream, I mean, they had this scattershot approach. So they were telling gaming organizations to pick up YouTubers that didn't necessarily compete in anything esports related and just tag them up. So that was the value add for the organization. So I don't know, say for example, if John was a bit earlier in his career, Fnatic could go and make him Fnatic Totalbiscuit. He's never going to play anything competitive in his life. He's affiliated with the organization. And because of the sponsorship Azubu have with Fnatic, you would have to stream through Azubu if you wanted to be part of Fnatic, right? So that's how they're doing it. They also, because they didn't have a way to deliver ads when they originally pitched to the players, they were saying to the players, well, what was your average, viewership on Twitch, and what's the average CPM you were making? We'll just give you that as a flat amount per month, without the need to deliver on the ads.
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing. So that's for me is a catastrophic business model where you're gonna lose money hand over fist, for a prolonged period of time. Now, to then say you can't watch our products right at the start, right at your inception, if you have ad block on, so you're not even gonna. A lot of people are going to be really turned off by that. And that seems to me very counterproductive to what they're trying to do, which is this rapid growth. Lose money in the beginning, create an organic viewer base. I honestly think they need to revise the people who are behind their strategies right now. So much because, guys like, Jason Katz and guys like this who have got this long history of failure, and they'll just write a blank checkbook and throw money at shit that doesn't work. That's just going to drive them into the ground again, and there won't be an Azubu. And all those players who bit the bullet and left Twitch, and some players and some organizations even broke contracts to do it, and Twitch have been super nice about it. I mean that.
I've heard that Twitch have been overly gracious.
Yeah, they've been beyond fucking gracious, considering it's owned all over again. So yeah, I've got no idea what they're thinking with this. No idea at all.
I'm currently enjoying experiencing a premium product by watching some LoL player fiddle around with his OBS settings with default Windows wallpaper in the background. It's really incredibly premium. It's fantastic. It's literally the HBO of streaming right here.
So I'll tap dance through this piece. So like I have a piece coming out. Like I'm a little bit of an esports egghead. Given the time we are in the year, it's very frequent that I'm more interested by like the esports politics than I actually am the esports themselves. And the rhetoric is shockingly different. So like I interviewed Kevin Lin from he's the CEO of Twitch. So I interviewed him yesterday. He said like our approaches are fundamentally different. I don't necessarily think they're competitors. I understand like some people might think we're competitors on like a very fundamental level, but he was very hands off. He was like, when you rule the roost, like you get the privilege of saying what you want.
Yes.
MLG TV really sunk their teeth into the premium content rhetoric. But the really bizarre thing, and I just recently, like this moment, got remarks from Azubu TV. But one of the things that really stuck out to me was like when Kim Rom interviewed Ian Sharp, their CEO. He said, literally the the exact opposite of what Kevin said. So, well, Kevin said, like, you know, like maybe there's a little bit of overlap. He said it's like really just extremely like I've never heard a quote quite like this. Let me pull it up. He said the competition was like the essence of the human experience, which is like a really very like, I mean, like that's like, you know. So we're like Twitch TV is like kind of he's like, you know, like maybe there's a little bit of overlap. Like their CEO said like competition is inherently part of what it is to be a human being. Like we must be
Just to be, I have to stop you for a
like
quick
we
second.
must
I
show our
get it.
teeth.
I get what
at
I
one
have
point.
to stop you for a second because just to be fair, those two quotes, those guys could still be completely consistent with their viewpoints if they don't compete, and you get those quotes out of context could still be said, and those guys could still be consistent.
Let me pull up the question. I'll pull it up.
Okay, sure.
I'm in my Google Doc.
I mean, how are they not competitors?
Well, I mean,
they're
basically
pulling
not
channels.
competitive.
It
No,
comes
this
down
is
to,
actually
like,
this
one
is
of those
the
things.
this is the exact same thing that Totalbiscuit actually did with the sponsorship deck. When you say that StarCraft 2 isn't a direct competitor to League of Legends. Because if you go on StarCraft 2 versus League of Legends, you look at the raw numbers, why would you ever invest money in StarCraft 2, right? So you can't take that fight on. So the fight you choose to take instead of going, my viewers
You
are actually
differentiate.
more.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't try to compete directly. You try to you make it so that your service is slightly different. And like I said, I don't know if it'll work or not. Like it's impossible to say, but I'll defend MLG and Azubu's decision because I think that is the better decision. Rather than to just come on and say, hey, we're the next new streaming platform, like watch us. Like you gotta find a way to differentiate yourself. Like why the fuck would I ever go to Azubu or MLG TV over Twitch? Like there's no reason. Like Twitch is the central for viewers. Like I'm gonna go to Twitch all the time. So the way that they choose to differentiate themselves is we have premium content. Do they have it yet? I don't know. Will they ever have it? I mean, maybe not. Maybe it'll fuck
Here's
up.
the thing,
I
right?
think it's a valid
The hours they're asking the streamers to do are absurd. Like you can't have premium content for 10 hours a day or whatever the fuck they put in the contract. That is the exact antithesis.
Nobody is premium for that. That is
yeah.
overproducing it. And here's the thing about calling it premium content is that I think they're missing the point because like, if I go to Azubu right now, there's nothing here that I'm seeing that is premium content that Twitch couldn't do. I mean, okay, so we have, you know, Brazil Gaming League playing League of Legends. Okay, this could be very easily on Twitch. Frankly, you know, it looks like any other tournament. There's nothing particularly special going on there. They don't even apparently, it doesn't look like they have frames around their cameras. They're slightly out of alignment, so that's clearly not premium content. But if I go on there and I look at a stream, it's like, okay, so someone's streaming League of Legends. This could be found on Twitch. This could be found on MLG. This could be found anywhere.
But you got to be really careful. We have to talk about because we were talking about the difference between the concept and the execution. The concept I think is good, and you can't mix the two up. The execution on Azubu TVs might be really shit right now. Like I said, maybe they don't have premium content right now. Maybe they'll never have it. Maybe they'll fuck up. But I do think that the concept is legitimate. That you would try to differentiate your product from Twitch. Because if you just go head on with fucking Twitch like that, you're never like.
Yeah, but I think they're doing it in the wrong way. I think
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
differentiate by saying premium content, especially when it's obvious that you don't. I think
You don't
MLG
have
has some of that. You know, when they brought Clan Wars on, it's like, this is a premium product that is well produced and it's a completely different format. You will not find it anywhere else. It is exclusively on MLG TV.
Yeah.
That was, you know, that was their pitch. That's when they picked us up. And, you know,
sure.
we bought into that and I think that works. But I think the best way to market is not even by saying, hey, we've got premium content. It's like, we have premium streamers. We have the biggest personalities that you want to watch right now. And this is the place that you find them. And that's, you know, that's where Azubu or MLG can be extremely successful is by picking up the people that people give a shit about. And because you need to drive that traffic to the site. You can't do that organically. You need a big personality, someone that already has a fan base to start saying, go here to watch me. This is where I am.
Well, you need content. You need content first to even be able to do that.
Well, what Azubu are actually planning to do, because I've been doing lots of, you know, I'm always writing articles. You know me, I'm always spinning plates. So you know, right now I'm selling the fuck out. So I've got loads of people telling me about Azubu and how great they are. So one of the things they're trying to do is create a sort of their own content that they're going to make, you know, in house. Which I'm not quite sure how that works with, you know, the same people funding ESGN or whatever. But Azubu are going to create their own content, and they're aiming to create a 24/7 content calendar of this premium content that they produce, and they will eventually franchise the kind of best streamers that have the most interesting kind of products into that. That's kind of what they want to do. But that is such a mammoth undertaking. They're not going to be doing that anytime soon.
And it also, if they're doing it cross-game, makes no fucking sense because the cross-pollination between games is barely existent. If they could do a 24/7 premium content League of Legends calendar, that makes sense. If they're trying to say, we're going to make 24/7 premium content as part of this schedule, and it's going to do like 6 or 7 different games, you're defeating the entire point of even scheduling stuff like that because you're not going to get crossover between the viewership. They're going to instantly tune out as soon as the next game comes on. But if they can get enough people to do it with one game at a time, sure, that makes sense. You can do that.
I like to rap a little bit. So,
You're too white to do that.
I'm actually half Native American. I'm half Native American, man. So I feel like I could really. This could be my podcast.
He could chant it, man. He could chant
Okay,
it.
shall I get the peace pipe out or what?
Let's go on a vision quest.
I think that's your animal.
You two are,
like,
you two
what's
are British,
happening
so
in
it's
the
actually
Super
not
Bowl
even like
right now?
overtly racist. You know what I mean? That's the crazy thing. You both,
Yeah, we
from,
did-
like,
we
yeah,
didn't
you're
wipe
from
you
England.
out.
Like you actually,
Holy
like,
Yeah,
fuck.
we come from
Do
England.
you
We can
need-
still go and not have someone come try and arrest us.
Do you need a visa to go to
That
a
was
Native
very
American
close.
reservation?
no, they just let me in. They just
Is
let
this
me
a
in.
solution to esports? We have esports going on at like casinos on Indian
Yeah, exactly,
reservations
man.
or Native American reservations. You don't need the visa to get there. That would be fucking amazing. All right, I'm done.
We could have that tournament on one of them.
So like you two fine folks said, like with MLG, like the big thing right now is they want only professional gamers, only premium broadcasts. Right now, like so I did Sundance told me they only have 51 premium content creators, and like it gets a little weird when you start to directly comparing them with Twitch. Twitch has between at any moment in the day they said they have 5,000 to 8,000 streamers just streaming online. But like, what fraction of those guys are partnered? You know what I mean? Like MLG is very, very deliberate in controlling what the vision of this brand is, which I think works to their credit. Azubu, I think they're working towards that. The problem with Azubu right now is like I think it's like very scattered. I think they have a little bit of everything, while MLG really buckled down on COD. To be absolutely honest, like they'll try their best to not say like they've really buckled down on COD, but they absolutely have buckled down on COD.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch some of their like auxiliary streamers, like doing like I don't know, if I were to make fun of something, like it would probably be a Heroes of the Storm podcast that like actually doesn't fit to their premium content criteria. That would probably be the stream that I made fun of. But Azubu, it's just sort of like like boom. They're trying to take on Twitch, like they have like this really, but you don't want to leave Twitch. Why would you ever want to leave Twitch for like? As
long as you don't have a big paying
yeah.
subscriber base, you can absolutely bail on Twitch. But once you get locked down with something like that, it's a much harder move to make.
So what coaxes you? Just like these huge signing bonuses? Because I've heard those signing bonuses. There's been. I heard they wanted to make Hearthstone. Like they wanted to make Azubu to be the premium Hearthstone destination pretty early, and I heard they just lost.
I mean, I think it's an ongoing process, right?
Basically, you have to capture the majority market. Like if you were to go and buy like the top like 5 Hearthstone streamers, like if you were to buy even just Trump, like that would be like a huge boost to your site. I remember that when I think Own's primary strategy when they first started was they wanted to be the League of Legends place, and they did that for a long fucking time. If you were a League of Legends fan, you didn't go to Twitch TV, like.
No,
you went to Own. Like Own was yeah, they did it. They did do it very fucking well. And that was how and even Twitch did the strategy actually. Not Twitch actually, but Justin TV. When Justin TV wanted to start differentiating themselves, they went after all the video game streamers. This was back in the days when Livestream, Ustream, and Justin TV were all kind of quasi competing with each other. Nobody really knew. And Justin TV was like, we want to get into gaming. So Justin TV went in. They started to pick up all of the people that did StarCraft and all the people really that did gaming. StarCraft was like the biggest streamed one at the time. And Own did it with League of Legends, so yeah, I mean it's definitely viable. I mean people have done it in the past and it's worked.
Yeah, the difference between Azubu, MLG, and Twitch right now is that people actually go to Twitch to look for a stream to watch, whereas with the other two they don't. Yeah, and that's a huge piece of power for Twitch. Basically, Twitch has a small piece of what YouTube has right now, where people don't have to be directed to go to YouTube, and they can actually stumble upon someone. As a streamer, that can be absolutely huge. Was it maybe Chama? Maybe you can correct me on this. Maybe I'm just like bullshitting here, but it seemed to me like Reynard's rise of popularity came out of that discoverability simply because he was kind of streaming at sort of the right time. He was pretty good. He was approachable. And I think if he was on anywhere else, that would have never happened to him. But because it was Twitch, people they wanted to watch some Hearthstone. Fuck, Crip isn't on, Trump isn't on. Oh, who's this Rayned guy?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Reynad is that he had been streaming for a long time. Like, he got the beta key maybe on the first day, too. And
he
never
got nowhere for a while, right?
Yeah, and got no stream views for months and months.
That
and
phenomenon is absolutely real, though, and everybody that stream knows it. And I'm sure even Totalbiscuit with like your tournament stuff, like it sucks that you can do your tournament after another major one, and you're not going to get any of that viewer fall off. You know, like I know that it used to be like for StarCraft 2, like if I'm streaming in a major and a tournament drops, I pick up an easy like 4,000 or 5,000 viewers. Like that would happen in the past, you know. But like when you do it on a different platform, if you're doing your Clan Wars or we're doing LG, you'll never ever and that hurts me because I have a lot of experience with streaming and seeing where the numbers go. When I see a tournament with 40,000 people close on Twitch and I'm on MLG and I know that there's no way any of that follow-up comes here and it just rolls off onto the other streamers or they roll off on other games, that sucks. The phenomenon of Twitch being a viewer hub, that's a new thing. Like that's a new thing as of like maybe like a year ago. Like it used to be that you would go to other sites for viewers, like Team Liquid would be the hub for StarCraft,
which we talked
or
about
TSM websites or LOL King, you would go there to find viewers. But now that Twitch is actually where you go to find viewers, that changes the dynamic that Twitch has so much more than it did in the past.
Gives them a lot of power, you know, and something like Clan Wars has to be supported by heavy out of basically social media promotion.
Huge out of game promotion.
We've got to push it hard.
But anybody who comes and competes against them, just like anybody comes and competes against YouTube when it comes to static video, you have to start somewhere. You have to get content on your site, right? And I agree that you have to come with
is working for MLG TV though. Like there's like they reported being after taxes like profitable. Well, before taxes profitable for the first time in 12 years, despite like a number of VC rounds. Like at the end of December. They had this X Games things. Like, I think, you know, some people, I think they're like jumping in for the right reasons. Like, I think they're like finally understanding like where their business sort of.
They're telling me
really
Clan Wars is in the black, and it wouldn't be on Twitch. You know, someone somewhere has to be losing money. You know, if Twitch was throwing 5,000 a month at me for Clan Wars, they probably wouldn't be making that back. But apparently MLG are. You know, and I'm even able to get a rev split plus all the prize money actually spent and. Even with the rev split, you know, I gave him actually a lot of the rev split because I was just talking to Adam. It's like, look, if you can provide me that 60 grand of prize money, then you know you can take whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Exactly.
I want this tournament to happen. And even after the ridiculous rev split, it's very much in their favor, which most streamers they get one in their favor, right?
Anyway,
we negotiated that just specifically because we're trying to set this up as kind of a long-term thing. I'm still like, holy shit, that's actually pretty good. And chances are that if I was doing this on Twitch, I actually wouldn't be getting that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely an argument for it. But
so I don't know. Maybe if they have better connections because of the VC people, maybe I don't know. What do you think? Do they have better
connections? Premium connection. You sell it different.
You just sell it for a higher.
Exactly.
But and this is something where like
you curate premium content, so you sell premium content to the advertisers. You're not selling
the
unwashed
masses. The difference in ad revenue is just it's like literally 100-fold different than Twitch. Like it just seems impossible to think that somebody could sell advertisements for literally 50 to 100 times more money than Twitch pays out. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look how much people pay for like TV ads. I mean, it's like
it's ludicrous.
It's like
we're even getting a fraction
1,000 times.
I mean,
that's a totally different.
Ad block ratio on websites where you can actually block ads is just tremendous too, and they don't have to deal with that. Like it's. I think they know what they're doing. It's really interesting. Like MLG's as a brand, like they were. This is so fucked. I'm gonna get a message from Katie Goldberg in like fucking 20 minutes. I know this for sure. They were pretty good. Like for the last 2 years, I thought they were pretty good. They did whatever they did pretty good, but they really jump-started their brand with MLG TV. They were like, think about this. For 12 years, they had not posted profit despite huge influxes of VC money, and then they do this like they must have been close. They must have been really close to the formula. But then in November of last year, they do MLG TV, and the next month they say like, hey, we're profitable.
Well, to be fair, I seriously doubt that they were all in the red, and then MLG TV came along, and all of a sudden brought them to the black. I'm sure that there were a lot of changes going on behind the scenes that have led to them finally being in the black. I doubt it was just MLG.
Right? They didn't have as many events last year, did they?
But that's because MLG TV has always had trouble monetizing the events.
No, but that's what I mean. Like they just figured out a product that they could actually monetize and make a profit off of versus these events that are just basically money sinks. I mean,
Well,
you
they're
lose
giant
money
money
on
sinks,
those.
but they're also critical to the brand, though. If you think about
It
the way
is,
that
but
MLG is known as, even just putting an MLG tag on your username became like, oh, look at me, I'm a pro gamer, MLG
MLG 420 quick scope.
Yeah.
oh my god, yeah.
Blaze it, fog hat, but yeah, it was like it's been like that for the longest time, and that's actually a brand that you can really leverage to appeal to a very specific kind of demographic, which is why they have all the COD streamers up there, because that's exactly the kind of person that really thinks MLG is extremely cool and is associated with what's great with competitive gaming. And maybe StarCraft 2 has drifted away from that for obvious reasons. We'd probably associate ourselves more with DreamHack than we would with MLG these days, but
yeah.
You can leverage that, and Twitch actually isn't really related to that at all. A lot of the very popular Twitch streamers, they're not necessarily doing. Yeah, of course, plenty of tournaments are on there, but a lot of the really popular streams are like this random guy from YouTube plays some DayZ for a while or whatever, and Twitch has the size, but it goes back to the differentiation point, isn't it? Leverage the strengths your brand already has and try and build content based on that. Right. And then slowly you diversify out. You don't immediately say, well, we're doing cooking shows now. Maybe in a couple of years. But
dude, cooking shows.
That's how you do it.
Well, actually,
on YouTube, man.
Who's been doing that? Someone's actually been doing that.
It's
Cooking
MC.
with the
Cooking
pros.
shows?
It's MC.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
MC.
yeah.
It's MC.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
Dude, Sam, remember when Sam was doing that, and Sam SE2 was doing that on StarCraft for a
Oh
while?
god, fuck my life.
This has been done before. Not at this high quality though. But.
I'm gonna do one of those. I swear to God, I'm just gonna get a kebab ordered or something. I literally I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Don't do you cooking food. Do you ordering food from?
Yeah,
that's actually
what's
sick,
up?
Man.
Have MC as your
I'm pissed again.
hibachi griller right there. That'd be pretty fun.
Isn't there a streamer that actually lets people decide what? Oh yeah, actually it might be Krendor, actually, who's a friend of mine who does a YouTuber, and he allowed his chat to decide what takeaway he ordered, and apparently people would sit there and watch him fucking eat for 30 minutes, talk about random shit. So there you go.
That's when you've got it. That's when
they do that in Korea or Japan a lot, where they've got those girls that will eat on stream and they make a fuck ton of money doing it. Have you ever heard of those people?
No.
You haven't heard of that? It's it was like a phenomenon, like blew up really big, like over the past few months. And
wow, really?
I want to say it was either Korea or Japan. Like these girls making, they just eat, like they pretend to eat a meal with you on webcam. Like they get the food, they talk about the food that they eat, and then they eat, and they have I guess dinner conversation with you.
Nice.
And some of them, the bigger ones, make they pull in over 6 figures a year doing it.
If I am ever that lonely that I need to use that to fucking kill me, Stephen, come to my house and just put the pillow over my face. I'm done.
Hey, they charge premium for that.
Yeah, premium euthanasia content. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fucking hell.
One thing
That can't be real.
I want to jump in because we're gonna change topics.
Yep,
soon.
last bit.
The one thing that actually really interested me, so I'm doing an article on because I think
How many articles are you freaking doing, dude?
I'm just doing two. I'm doing
Okay.
one.
He talks a big game.
My God.
Yeah.
I better see 10 articles
I
coming out
haven't
the
seen
next
you
week.
publish anything
He's got binders
in
full of
months.
articles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dear Diary.
Yeah, exactly. I got a
Today said
Kickstarter.
by noticed me.
I'm gonna kickstart him. So I'm doing a piece on I truly think the song and dance that all these companies, primarily Azubu, MLG TV, and then Twitch are going to do, are going to actually be really important this year. And their rhetoric is actually very different. When I talked to Kevin Lin, he's like, well, on a core level, I guess you could maybe understand how we're competitive. And then Sundance and CEST, he was like, well, the difference is that we're a premium product. And then Big E and Sharp says hey, competition is a fundamental tenet of what it is to be a human being. So they really take different approaches to this. And I think it's going to be really interesting this year.
You know who's going to win?
That's good.
The guy that's going to win the war is going to be the first company that comes out with an actually somewhat decent mobile app to watch fucking streams.
Twitch already has one. What are you talking about?
Twitch is
Yeah, but
pretty
it's
good.
fucking.
Twitch
Yeah,
is
really?
good.
Has it gotten better? Because people
No,
used to
it's
complain
really
about
good
that
now. It's really
all
good.
the time.
It's
They
not
basically,
Destiny.
when I was talking to them at PAX, they basically, it was so funny
they?
because they've had a shitty iOS one forever now, and then they
Uh-huh.
finally found one really good engineer, and then he did it in like
Oh, okay.
a month or a
Because
few
I knew like
weeks or
6 months to
something.
a year ago, it was like the butt of every single joke was
Yeah.
the
The
Twitch.
Android
mobile.
one's been good since the launch, I think, but the iOS one's been garbage since the beginning.
I've
But
had
now
no
it's
problem
good.
with the mobile app on iPad for since they updated it. It's fast,
Yeah,
it's
good
the
now.
quality's
It's really
good.
good.
Yeah. You can look at chat. Why you'd want to, I don't know, but you can do it.
Well, you can't do it at the same time, which I think is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah,
with
now
What do you
you
mean?
can-
No, you can do it at the same time.
Now you can get called a cunt
Oh
on the
yeah,
go.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you
you're
can.
right,
You
sorry.
can kind of bring it in on the side. It's
Yeah, I'm always watching on the phone.
That's so awesome.
It's
What Richard just said.
What'd you say?
Yeah. I said now you
just
can
said
get
now
called a
you
cunt on the go. Like,
If that doesn't move a product, what will?
that should be the slogan for it. Like, boss not giving you a hard enough time, wife not in your fucking ear constantly. Get Twitch chat. Fuck it. Like, make your life complete. Stare at your phone all day. You're a prick. Kill yourself. Yeah, this is great, man. Yeah, fucking awesome.
All right, let's move on here. The last topic. Last topic is TB. I figured maybe get a. I know you had the little write up on Reddit, but maybe a quick little update on just your health
Oh, that
kind of
well,
concerns and stuff. Yeah.
Video kind of covers everything.
Yeah.
I've got an appointment for a surgery consultation on the 14th, which is basically with a specialist who will not have to cut open my entire fucking chest to get this all sorted out. So I could probably get the surgery quicker, but it would involve, slicing me open in a big way. So this one is better and won't have to do that. And hopefully, we can get that, that mass out, and then that'll be that. And everything kind of go back to normal, which will actually be really nice. That will be wonderful. It affects your productivity quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously I definitely hope that everything works out great, and it's really, it's a personal thing, so it's kind of surprising that you're sharing with everybody, but it's kind of cool for the reason you're sharing it, which is to kind of let
me tell you, why. I think like the responses that I got from it like demonstrate just how much of a good idea it actually was to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that was like, let me put it this way: I've never heard that many arse stories in one day. Like everyone's like suddenly confessing their arse stories to me. It's like, for the last few months, I've been bleeding out my arsehole. It's like, that's good. It's good to know. You should probably go get that checked. Like from hundreds of people. But it's good. It's good that people are saying, "Oh, okay, there's actually been something wrong with me for fucking months, and I've been ignoring it. I'm gonna get to the fucking doctor. I'm booking an appointment right now." If one of those people finds out that they have something and they catch it early and it gets sorted out, then it's gonna save them untold misery. It's gonna save the fucking healthcare system costs, for God's sake. It might even save a life. Why not?
Yeah.
What's the worst that people can fucking say to me now that I've told them that? What attack angle have they now got? Oh, you're gonna get cancer. Oh, wait.
I already had it. Yeah,
what are they gonna do?
It.
I know, like I don't know. Some people say, "Oh,
I mean,
it's a very brave
of...
thing." Like some people say, "Oh, it's always a very brave thing to do," and I don't think so. I think like if you have an audience of that size. Like, every now and again, you have to actually be responsible with it in some way. And if you can be helpful to people by sharing a story like that, then why not? I don't really view it as that big a deal, honestly. But I'm glad that people got something out of it. And I hope that people do get checked if they have those kind of problems.
Steven, you're going to say something?
I was going to say, I could think of a few things, but...
Well, a few reasons why not to do it.
Oh no, you were saying a few ways to attack angles or whatever. I mean, it's the internet. There's always going to be people that'll.
Yeah, of course. I think it speaks more.
Have you had any hilarious hate mail?
I wouldn't call it hilarious.
No hilarious stuff.
No, if it was hilarious, then that would be great. The problem is that would require these people to have a sense of wit, and the kind of person that would. Laugh about something like that and try and make fun of someone over the internet behind an anonymous pseudonym is probably not that funny to begin with. So, unfortunately, nothing hilarious. I wish there was. I would love to share it.
Yeah, there's nothing better than getting the hate mail. I fucking love it. Like, seriously. Like, on Trash Talk, the phone-in show I used to do, we would do the wall of hate at the start of the show, where it would be the previous week's hate mail that I got, all the best bits.
Yeah, it's always a good idea.
Yeah, and we would have the music from Tony Hart's Heart Attack, you know, the art show, the gallery, just playing it all like all these fucking Reddit fucktards. I found it so cathartic. Like it was great. Like you just
So
yeah,
I found the coolest fucking thing in the universe. I'm actually really disappointed that Totalbiscuit didn't share this earlier because he has a major perk being on YouTube versus streaming on Twitch. When somebody makes fun of me on Twitch, I can't do anything. I don't know anything about that person or whatever. For whatever reason, I went through. I was on my YouTube channel and I found my. I posted a video of that little interview I did with a guy about the Twitch plays Pokemon thing, and like the likes and the hates on that are like 50-50, and there were a ton of really terrible fucking comments, like funny as fuck. But the funny thing about YouTube is that when somebody makes a comment, you can like click and go to their channel and see like the kinds of videos that they post about themselves and the things that they like. It was pretty fucking funny. I don't remember. There were just like some kids who would like say like this horrible shit, and you go to their channel and they would have like a video of themselves playing with their dog, and they're like 12 years old, and they'd also be posting videos of like the epic Goku versus Vegeta fight. I don't know. I had a lot. Being able to having somebody make fun of me, but then being able to go and like check up on them and see like who they actually are, that's a really funny thing. And it actually and it humanizes people a little bit too, because when I was first reading through the comments, like it was really funny to imagine every person was just like some retarded asshole and I hate all of them. But then like after clicking through some of the videos, like I started to feel like a lot differently towards some people. Like some guy would comment like, "Oh, you're such a fucking idiot," and then I clicked on his channel where he's posted like 250 videos, and all of them have like 7 views, and you know, like probably like 4 of the 7 of each views is like his brother and sister that he links it to every night or whatever. And like I don't know, it's just like it was what did Richard Lewis say? The word he used, cathartic. It was very cathartic to go through.
Yeah.
It kind of is, but as you were saying with the humanizing thing as well, it's like that little kid probably got bullied at school today and is trying to, you know,
yeah, I know,
take it out on you, you know,
and like yeah, and I don't want to like. Exactly, and it makes it, and then I feel a little bit different because like I don't want to like, go and start flaming people now, because now that I've gone to his channel and I've seen like the guy is like 14 years old and he's trying to like vlog and shit, and he's got like 2 likes and 1 thumbs down on his channel. It's like fuck, like this is like so dark, like
it's like kicking puppies, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It changes things.
I used to get really into it, like back when the website. Yeah, no, I mean I'm listen, wow. Dude. I'm a fucking chill guy compared to what I used to be like. So back when the website was Cadred, there was this one guy who used to post on there all the time. And his thing that he would do is he would post about me and the assistant editor, who was also my housemate at the time. You know, we were gay, obviously, because, you know, 2 dudes living together. Yeah, I mean, fucking hell. I mean, that's it. Like, we're hanging out the back of each other all the time. We were pushing for a gay wedding, you know, all of this stuff. So he would post, like, you know, he would find photos and doctor them, you know, dicks in my mouth, you know, whatever, right? And just constantly post this stream of abuse. You ban him.
Dicks by the sound of it.
Yeah. You know, for business and pleasure. And he would literally just be on the forums all the time. You ban him, he'd come right back. He'd do the same again. He'd do the same again. So in the end, I thought, you know, fuck it, right? Like I'm gonna find out about this guy. So I took the original username of the original account, and I Googled it, and I found he had an account on like Enemy Down, and he played this game, and then I got his real name, and then I went on there and I found where he lived, and I got the whole thing, and I just sent him an email. Yeah, I just sent him an email basically saying, this is who you are. But I got full into it. I had his GCSE results, right?
You took this a little bit too far. We were just joking around earlier, Richard. But you took this to like another level.
No, but it's what I mean. I did. I went fucking full tonto on him, and I said, like, this is what you did.
These are school exams, by the way.
Yeah. You failed in these subjects. Like,
you are 51%.
Yeah. Like, I wrote the whole thing out to him, and I said, do you still want to post on my website? Post again, and I will just fuck you over. End of story. And I just got this real nice email back, like saying, "Oh man, I was just joking around, just joking around." Like fuck it, like I literally fuck these people. But then I was like, you know, it's like you said, you when you see their sad little lives, you realize don't do that shit, right? Like, okay, so but I used to go fucking overboard. 'Cause I hate the whole let's hide behind an anonymous username and fucking troll the fuck out of people. It winds me up. It's something I've never got past because I grew up with the internet. I existed in a time before the internet, so you always equate internet interactions to what would it be like if he was down the pub? Well, if you said that, I would hit him and tell him to get out, you know, and like things like that, right? So I used to go fucking spare about it. Like I think you guys have handled it. I must probably get a fraction of the hate you guys get as well. But I was always like, I'm going to get to know these people personally. So yeah, you can send this. You can send this clip now to the FBI. You can do that. You can send that to the police. I'm stalking kids on the internet.
All right. Well,
A real on a more serious note,
Kill
was
that
the
conversation dead
diagnosis-
as well.
Was the
Later, boys.
diagnosis really easy for your doctor, Totalbiscuit, or?
Yeah. It turns out if you shove a camera up someone's ass and you see something that's like 2 centimeters in diameter, it's like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Go get a CT scan. Okay, we know what it is. Let's get rid of it. So it wasn't too difficult, honestly. Like, I've got to be frank. It's probably easier than other conditions. I've got pictures of it as well. I'm framed on my wall. It'll be wonderful.
I was gonna say it was interesting. I think the scariest thing about the cancer thing is the not knowing sometimes.
Yes.
I remember when Rachel had my child's mother had a really bad cough for like 4 or 5 months, and she had to go through 2 different doctors because the first 2 they prescribed her they kept prescribing her antibiotics for like a week, and then she'd go back and they're like, it didn't help. Well, here's another set, and then they'd go back and like, well, this is a really strong set of antibiotics, and then finally after 2 doctors, another one said like, oh, let's get a scan, and then they find out that like she has like a very serious form of Hodgkin's lymphoma or whatever. I think it's really weird that I thought it just seems really weird with the cancer thing because it presents in so many different ways. Like you said that like what you just had like blood in your stool or whatever.
Yeah, it's like blood and mucus and a bit of fatigue and irregular fucking bowel
It seems
movements.
like it would. It seems like it would always fuck my mind now because for like the future, I don't want to like do this to you if it doesn't. But like if I was in your position, like
Oh
anytime,
yeah. I can
I
see
would
exactly
sit
where you're
down
going
and
with
it's
that.
like
Every
fuck,
single
like,
thing
could
that
I-
happens.
yeah.
I'm paranoid
Something's
about,
different. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's happened now. Yeah, absolutely. Like before this, I didn't really give a shit. Like I just
yeah.
go
and then,
on
like-
further. Oh, it's like something's
When
wrong
you
with
get
me.
to-
All right, it'll go away. But now it's like,
Yeah.
oh damn, I'm like kind of hyper aware of like my body making different noises
Well,
and shit now. Yeah.
in some
but-
ways, I mean, when you get to a certain age, like it's
But
better
what's
to
up,
be
it-
like that than it is.
Yeah, I'm just starting it
Yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
you know.
When you're
Every one of
young,
you bastards in the chat who's like, I can't read your ass. It's like, you're next, motherfuckers. It's gonna happen to
Exactly.
you whether you like it or not. So get ready for it now.
Because
Exactly.
When you're young, because you're not necessarily old. I don't think you're at the
I'm
stage in your life where
29.
you're. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're
He's
nowhere
fucking
near
young,
like
dude.
thinking of
He's fucking
cancer. Yeah, at
No.
29 years old. So to even bring it up to somebody, like I'm really worried. Like my bowels have been irregular. Like fuck. Like what's going on in your mind? And like you could never even say to someone else like it could be cancer. Like you're fucking 29. Like what do you mean? Like I don't know. That just seems like it would fuck my mind completely to know that that's even a possibility. You know.
I'll tell you as well. I mean, like, first of all, like, I know you're sort of dismissing how brave it is to share it with the community, but it definitely is. Because I remember, I mean, like, about 4 years ago, I actually had cardiac arrest, right? Which, like, only the Counter-Strike community really know about it, because obviously I didn't have that sort of profile in other games. You know, I was just getting known in StarCraft kind of after that had happened. And the fear factor is very fucking real, because even though I had, like, the angiogram and doctor was like, there's no permanent damage. Like basically, it's cardiac arrest, not a full-blown heart attack. You know, the two things are different. They were like, there's, take it easy, and then you're going to be fine. I had to have checkups every like 3 to 6 months. And, I'm told everything structurally in the heart is completely fine. I'm totally fine. But it put me off exercise big time. Like, you would go on a treadmill and, oh, my heartbeat's getting faster. I'll stop this now. And this is probably why I'm a massive fat bastard. Because like you become so afraid, like you notice the changes in your body, and you become so fucking spun out that anything that's gonna change again, So yeah, the fear factor is real. You've just got to kind of get past it. Like it's super difficult.
Yeah.
Like I know every time you take a shit, you're gonna be hunched over the bowl, sifting through it, like panning for gold. Right?
Oh my
God.
No,
yeah.
like seriously, right? Because I know I would be.
Let's
So
do
yeah,
some comparative analysis between this and the one I had yesterday.
yeah. So
There's
yeah.
still an element of that, definitely. Yeah, but again, it's good that it's caught early, and like just getting that out should be enough. But obviously, like if it happens once, it can happen again.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's good that I'm sort of like in the system now, and I was gonna have to get checked eventually because both of my grandparents had bowel cancer, but it was like they got it when they were like 75. So it's a bit early regardless, but it can happen. You should keep an eye on your health, and you should go to the fucking doctor and at least speak to a GP for God's sake. See if they have any cause for concern. Do the little tests, which basically cost nothing. Do the fucking stool test. Do the blood work and shit. And if they'll find, they can find markers about that kind of stuff, and they can send you on to a specialist if they need to. It's just
Yeah.
Are they gonna let you? Are they gonna let you keep it?
I imagine they would. If I ask them to, yeah, I think they want to biopsy it once they're out because they don't want to
make
like
sure it's not cancer.
well, they don't want to cut the whole thing open
Yeah, I
while
feel
it's inside me because like oh yeah shit the cancer was in there. Fuck guys, I'm sorry, it's all over the place now. Fuck, look at this mess.
Dude,
But you know it's
that I can see
so
a
yeah they probably
sponsor
wouldn't
event,
want to do that.
sponsor event for Axiom auctioning off your
Jesus Christ, man.
That was
Give him a
little
sign
man,
out
what
over
the
the
fuck?
That was
you
like
gotta get
actually-
creative.
You're
You
not allowed
got,
to-
dude, it's
you're not
esports.
allowed to
You
do
gotta
that
get
legally,
creative,
You're
dude.
not allowed to do it legally.
You gotta
You
get.
got what you have to do is you're supposed to auction off like a keyboard and then you include that in for free because you can't sell body parts on eBay.
God, I like it how ChanManV was the one to take it too far. We've been talking about this for
I
the last
know,
20
I
minutes.
know.
He's the one who pushed it
You guys
over the
are ripping
fucking
off.
line.
Do you know what? Do you know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for the first like wanting to get to know, like the streamer who wants to get known, like doing a raise money for Totalbiscuit charity streamathon, right?
Oh,
like
God.
I was waiting for that to happen.
They
'cause,
bloody
like,
well better not. Like I had a bunch of people like, we want to donate. It's like, guys, I've got health insurance and savings. Like, donate to an actual charity.
I already know. I know what I'm calling my Dark Souls stream tonight.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
Hey, can I make one point? And it's like, I'm trying to get into the mind of someone who would do this, right? So I put out this tweet earlier. It's like, look, please stop asking to give me money. I don't need it. Like, give it to this, this charity that's like doing research and raising awareness. And then this other guy is like, well, no, you should give it to this other charity for this completely unrelated thing right now. I'm like, what possesses you to reply and say, no, your charity sucks. Give it to my charity instead. Like, what the fuck is wrong with your head if you do
Human
something
is
like
a
that?
wild beast, man.
I can never understand that. It's
battle of the
just
causes.
boggles the mind. It's like, my cause better than your cause. Like,
Yeah.
oh, shut the fuck
I
up.
know.
Yeah, my blind kids trumps your amputee cats. You know, yeah.
Oh, God.
Link your charity, man. Like link your charity too, because like I remember seeing it earlier, but like
Last time I
it's
did
probably...
it, I crashed the site. I'm not sure if I want to do that
Dude,
again.
I don't think they mind.
Hang on, yeah, I'll,
It was-
I'll-
They had to
All
spend
right.
all the money on rebuilding and getting new servers. So.
yeah, I basically have caused 100 other children to die of this now as a result of
Now,
crashing
yeah,
that
now
server.
they've had to use. Yeah, exactly. Now they had to use all that money.
They should become like
freaking-
you should go like full fucking asshole for like a month or two and make this like the center advertising like under the Clan Wars. Everything you do, you got like the big like I am a cancer survivor shirt.
my
You get like the hat.
God.
You get the swag. You get the.
There's already people who are saying like, "Oh, I bet he's gonna do that." It's like, no, I just want to shit less and get on with my life. What's wrong with that?
All right. Well, I hope everything
There we
goes
go.
well, ZB. And
Site's dead again.
Exactly.
That's it.
Oh man, I remember we went to I'm a terrible person. I'm a really bad person, like legitimately. Like I full on admit that. I remember when we were going to restaurants or whatever after when Rachel was doing chemo or whatever. I kept telling her to do shit like we should take the food home. Like it'll be fucking awesome. Like you're not allowed to take the food home. So I'm like if you tell them that you're going through chemo right now and you're bald, they'll let you take it home. They're not gonna fucking say no to you. And you're like no one will say no to you. Like I promise. Like I don't know. It seems like you could get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, well, you
I got to say as well, I want to read a tweet I just got. It says, fair play to Richard Lewis talking about stalking a kid. It's the one time where switching the conversation back to cancer is less awkward. So, the guy who tweeted that is a fucking
That's
genius.
brilliant.
Well done, John
man.
Lady. Well done, sir.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, let's take some questions.
All right.
We've gone over by a lot.